Garden journals are an excellent tool to help you remember what you did last spring, summer, and fall. It's basically your gardening journey, just all written down. I'm a horticulture specialist at Aurora Water and the founder of Revols Beehive Gardens. And we're spending some time in the seed library, video library on garden journals. We're going to talk about what they are and why they're important. Garden journals are a multi-purpose tool and can be used to track any combination of information: garden spending, soil amendments, garden events, planting dates, and garden bed design. The best part of keeping a garden journal is that we don't have to remember all the little details from year to year, what we did last spring, last summer. We have it all written down. Garden journals can take many forms. They can be digital, handwritten, a combination of both. They can include photos. You can find examples online. I like to use a combination of an Excel sheet and a 3-ring binder. I love using graph paper to draw out my plot and figure out my spacing of each one of the plants that I want to grow. You can use your garden journal to track the information that is important to you. You don't have to use it to track everything that happens that can be very overwhelming. Customize it to your personal aesthetic and what you think is important. Valuable pieces of information that I find are what I'm spending on my seeds and my soil amendments, what varieties of crops I'm going to grow and how many of each plant. I use it for drawing my garden design. And when certain insects emerge, taking photos of those insects, doing the research on those insects, and then finding out what is necessary if they become a real problem. I like to use my garden journal to learn about the plant diseases when they crop up in my garden. Wow, this is a really overwhelming list. How can we even think about getting all this information down during a growing season? These are just ideas of things that you can track for yourself. that you will need to know from year to year when you're planning your garden and going through the growing season. Usually by the time us gardeners get like halfway through June and July, we're really overwhelmed by all of the things that we're discovering in our garden. So for me, taking photos is the best way to get all of that information. Then later, when the season is over, I will tend to go through my photos, figure out what each photo means, try to remember that, and then research that information or make note of it for next year. Another tool I've picked up over the last few years is using my Excel sheet. I'll create a calendar across the top row of each week, and on the side column I put my plants and what family they're in. Then you can use each tab to create a really granular plant information, like what they're susceptible to, when is the best time to plant them, what culture they required, what they companion with best, based on your observations or other research that you've done online. That way you have kind of a notebook that you can always refer to, and I like to use Google Drive so that it's accessible on my cell phone. You can use whatever tool you're most comfortable with that appeals to your sense of style and management. Every year in the garden is an experiment and a learning experience. The garden journal tool is a great companion for both, expanding your knowledge and expanding your skill set. Happy gardening, Aurora!